Welcome back to another episode of Getting Up Raw. If you're new to this channel, this is a segment of my channel where we talk about particular social topics, political topics, cultural topics, global topics that affect us as a society, and as humanity. You know, if you watch my videos, you know I always say humanity because at the end of the day, listen, this is who we are as a species. We're here to mingle for the little amount of time that we have on this planet, and we're here to make the most of it. So we might as well do that and grow consciously, spiritually, physically, and all the above, you know? We try to have fun with it too. It's not always serious. But today we are talking about we're talking about Dave Chappelle, right? We're getting up raw with Dave Chappelle. And it's, unless you've been under a rock the past couple of months, you know, the sociological climate that we find ourselves in, right? The sort of renaissance our country is going through on, you know, the inequalities and inequities that exist within legislature, within society, right? Within, you know, police and civilian interaction. It's quite a time to be alive and quite a time to witness everything happening. So Dave Chappelle, in his new Netflix new Netflix special titled 846, which references the amount of time that Officer Chauvin knelt on the neck of George Floyd before he killed him. So that 846 references that, but also references something personal in Dave Chappelle's life, which I'll let him tell that story because he'll do it much better than I will, and it's his story to tell, quite honestly. If you haven't watched it, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. It's a little less than half an hour, and in my opinion, completely worth your time. It is not a comedy special, so this is something that we're definitely not used to seeing in terms of when we watch Dave Chappelle, right? When we watch Dave Chappelle, we're used to someone who gets on stage and commands the audience and demands attention, right? He's a funny guy, and he has our devout attention for that hour or 2 hour segment that he's on. But this is completely different. This is, I guess, his version of Getting Up Raw, right? It's him straight through, no editing. It looked like he had little time to prepare for it, but that didn't matter, you know? He said what he had to say, and he said it from the heart, and it was extremely, extremely powerful and sentimental, and just overall, just raw is the word I would best describe it. He actually, in his description of the special, says, and I'm paraphrasing, but listen, guys, I don't normally I don't make something like this without fine-tuning it. I apologize, and I hope you understand. So it goes to show that, listen, he made this because he had to make it. He had something to say, and he was going to say it. So in the special, without giving away any spoilers, he touches upon many subjects. Obviously, he touches upon police brutality. He touches upon the reason why the riots are happening, the reason why protests are going on across the globe. He talks about Don Lemon from CNN. He talks about Candace Owens. He talks about Laura Ingraham. Laura Ingraham? I don't remember her name. The news anchor from Fox News. He talks about basically the overall political, sociological cultivation that's happening at this very moment in time. He juxtaposes that to his personal life and certain events that happened to him that really relate to what we're all going through right now as people, as a country. It's very much worth your time. I don't want to give away any spoilers, so it's really hard for me to kind of discuss the topics at hand that he talks about, but I really want to know your guys' opinion on the special. So have you watched it? What were your thoughts? Did you go in thinking you were going to see something else? Did you learn anything from it? These are all, I think, important questions after watching it, and I'm curious to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below what you thought, or let me know if you don't plan on watching it. I actually have a friend that, ironically, has so much respect for Dave Chappelle that he or she doesn't want to see him in that sort of different light, which I didn't agree with. Dave Chappelle is a human being and he has something to say, and yeah, it's your right to not watch it, of course, but I think it's worth giving your attention to someone that you do respect. Give your attention to them while they're at their most vulnerable. And that's what we see in the special. We see Dave Chappelle completely stripped in a very vulnerable state, constantly looking at his moleskin notebook, constantly looking to get his next point across, and constantly checking to see if, like, listen, did I touch upon this story? Did I touch upon this point? Did I mention this person? He wanted to make sure that he got it right. And it was very visceral. His delivery was very visceral. And at certain moments, it was very emotional, which is insane to watch when you think about Dave Chappelle, because he's, one of the greatest, if not, arguably the greatest comedian alive, So I'm very interested to see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and let's talk about it. Let's engage in civil discourse, baby. Every one of these videos, I always say civil discourse, debate. Let's do it. That's what this show is for. Getting up raw. We're gonna get up in there, nice and dirty, and okay, I'm gonna stop with that. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Peace, nothing but love, and stay safe.